What was working so well today? I mean, you seem to have everything working.
Yeah, I mean, I only had 2 fairways on the back 9. Was just told that on radio, so.
Sorry about that.
No, it's, I don't feel bad for me. When you make 58 footers, you kind of get up and down on holes like 18 from the front rough. Takes a little bit of stress off certain parts of your game. So all in all, it was a bit of a grind. Wind was swirling a little bit for both of us or everyone out there on the back 9, and yeah, just was happy to stay in it and move on moving day.
You were asked kind of yesterday what you wanted to improve working with Chris Como specifically. Is this sort of the fruits of that? Like, what were you looking to get better? And is this sort of the byproduct of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still obviously a few things I'm not super comfortable with. And we talk about it all the time. But steady drip caves a stone, and we both believe that's the case, and that's what we're going to do.
What impressed you today in the shots that you hit? Was there one shot or 2 shots that you looked and said, wow, that worked out really well? Or
I'd say it's just kind of more of how I carried myself. At times in the past, I'll get a bit ahead of myself and lose a little bit of confidence when I shouldn't. And today I really just try to stay in my own little box there with Austin and not look at too many leaderboards when I didn't have to, just because it's Saturday. There's no need to do that. So I heard roars all around the property, and I really just kind of stayed in my lane.
Obviously, a lot of people went low today, you being one of them. Do you foresee something like that needed tomorrow, or how do you approach tomorrow?
Probably pretty similar, to be honest. I'm going to go to the range right now and try and clean up some of those missed fairways on the back 9. When you hit a lot of fairways out here, you can get some scoring clubs in your hand, and with the greens being receptive, you can definitely fire at some pins. So, yeah, it could be low tomorrow, but for the most part, I'm just going to try and enjoy myself and really, like I said, stay in my lane.
Do you like having somebody to chase in a situation like this? 4 shots is big, but you caught him, I think, by 12 holes.
I mean, no. I think if you ask anyone out here, they want to sort of do what Scotty's been doing, or what Rory's done. You want to get to the 18th hole with a 6 or 7 shot lead and smiling at your caddy in the crowd. I think that's what we all want. When we close our eyes at night and fall asleep. But it's not always the case.
Do you think it made you more aggressive in any way, even though you said before you're in your island? But do you think there was a sense of let's go crazy?
I know the guys are good out here. No one's going to lay over here and play dead. Guys are aggressive at all times, and it's like that shot into 11. At no point did I think about laying up. I figured it's a par 5, and it was a risky shot, but to me it just seemed like the right one.
You said yesterday you wanted to pressure him, though. I mean, you wanted to be in the same group and put some pressure on.
Mm-hmm.
What is the mentality when you're thinking that way?
Yeah, I mean, just play good golf. I don't think I'm an intimidating person sitting here, 5'9", 5'10". I'm pretty friendly with most of the guys out here, so sort of just kill them with my clubs and kind of just do something of that nature.
What has been the key to playing your way into the lead while in the midst of a swing change that you're getting comfortable with on a course where even, you said you haven't had the best record the past few years?
Just full trust. I trust Chris a lot. I trust that he's given me really good advice, and the times I feel like I hit loose shots, I feel like I just didn't do what he wants me to do. So for us pros, it doesn't really matter if we hit a bad shot as long as we can identify what it is. Usually we're okay.
Xander, real quick for Fergie, did seeing Wyndham come up short on 17 get in your head at all?
Not really. It's just you got to try and hit the center of the green. The wind was swirling a little bit. A little bit of doubt can kind of creep in, but for the most part, I was in between clubs a little bit, and that was pretty much as sort of confused as I was on that hole.
Did you find the greens firmer today?
Certain greens. The fairways are much firmer. If you kind of get a close peek, there's some spots that are drying up pretty nice.
Going back to Shane's question real quick about kind of being 4 back going into the day, did you have a goal of where you wanted to end up, or were you just head down?
A little bit of head down. I mean, shoot as low as possible. For me personally, I tend to play my best golf when I'm really sitting there talking with Austin about reads and shots and shapes and numbers and stuff of that nature. Not to get too far ahead of myself.
What do you mean? You mentioned closing stretch here when you're in the last group in contention on the weekend. Nice crowd, it's neat atmosphere. I don't know if you can appreciate it as you're going through it, but is it pretty cool? Or?
It's awesome. Yeah, it's incredible. It's what it's all about for us, for me at least. It's definitely I love my job. I love playing golf and competing, and that stadium arena there around those finishing holes is sort of all I can ask for.
It's a little bit of a gauntlet walking from 16 green to 17 tee. in that moment, or?
Yeah, I mean, if you let it be,
Yeah.
you just, you know, try and hit a wedge to the center of the green and call it a day.
Yeah.
Club at 17.
That was a gap wedge.
Thank you.
I mean, you mentioned the playing through some of those pressure moments and whatnot. I mean, you are maybe sometimes putting yourself in some tough situations on that back nine. How much pressure are you feeling with, you know, a bit of a duel with Wyndham?
Yeah, I mean, the most pressure I put on myself is the pressure I put on myself. More than anything else, I hold myself to a pretty high standard at times, and sometimes it's not good to do that during the middle of a round. You got to sort of flick on the self-belief and positivity versus sort of wondering why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So, yeah, just stay in my lane, like I've said a few
I feel
times.
like you did a good job of actually staying calm in those situations.
Yeah, I felt like I did.
Is your dad here, or will you be speaking with them tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure he was watching on TV at home. He's on the West Coast. He was in Hawaii prior to that, so yeah, I'm sure I'll talk to both my parents tonight.
We're going to cut it right there.
All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.